Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, WHENTAYTALK. I am Tay, and I am here for another little quick episode of Here We Go with the Bush. Y'all, here we go with the bush. Okay? Cookie want to say hi real quick. Say hi and goodbye. Say hi, you little mofos. Why are you so close over there? You trying to say something? Are you going to speak or no? Don't get that close to my face, Cookie. We ain't like that. Get over there. So, y'all, everything on the channel is alleged, in my opinion, and for entertainment purposes only. Okay? Like the video, subscribe to the channel, click the bell notification so you know every time your girl upload, and also hit the share button and share with your mofo friends, family, enemies, frenemies, whoever. Okay? Period. That's on P. Let me straighten this up. Okay, there we go. So, wait a minute. Before we get into this little tea that we just found out from old Porsha over here, can y'all get into the curls? This is an update video also on my little Burmese curls, my Burmese steam curls from old Shay Peasy thigh hair. Y'all see this? Y'all see these curls? Still popping. Almost a year into this wig, and the curls are still popping. Okay, period. All right, I put a little braid up here. I tried to at least. I'm gonna put the link for Shay P's website in the description box, so be on the lookout for that mo. Okay, period. But y'all, Porsha has started doing content on her YouTube channel, and she has been dropping some mofo tea. Y'all, we about to get into it. So the first one she did, I think yesterday or the day before or something like that. She was talking about what's her name? Drew, Dennis, and Ralph. Now, I kind of think that she left herself out the little storyline piece, but I digress. But she confirmed what I was saying before, in that I think this all for a storyline, the Drew and all that stuff, so they can promote the music and all that stuff. You know, and what better way to promote it than to act like y'all got some little beef about the, Drew and Dennis filming together and acting like they messing with each other and all that type of stuff. She said it was for Drew, Ralph, and Dennis to promote the music and stuff like that, because she was talking about how she seen Ralph out someday, and when she asked, was him and Dennis okay? And he was like, what you mean? Whatever. And she was like, I thought y'all had got into it or something. He was like, oh no, yeah, I ain't fooling with him. Like, he had just remembered they had beef. You know what I'm saying? Thirsty. Or, in my opinion, maybe he thought she knew that they was using the shit for a storyline. So he like, what the fuck is all about? Maybe he thought she was in on it, and maybe she not in on it. Maybe Dennis wanted to get her real reaction to the shit, because he knows she gets ignorant. It's almost seeming like they wanted Porsha to beat Drew ass, in my opinion. Okay. But I don't know, because it still seemed like to me that Porsha just putting a little 10 on 20 on the situation. But I did, after she explained it in her video, I see what she meant anyway, about, just a little courtesy or whatever. Like, if you're going to be filming with my baby daddy, let me know. That's it. Okay. But, Porsha, did you let Fallon know that you had started dating, what's it, Simon? I think she said she did. I don't know. don't know. She said she checked on both of them, but the relationship with Simon escalated, and her and Fallon's, phased out, I guess. I don't know. Who knows? But anyway, so she said then Dennis was saying something about it, and she was like, I thought you and Ralph had beef. And he was like, no, we cool, whatever. So she think it's something that Drew, Ralph, and Dennis concocted up, for a storyline, and to also have her react to it. I can believe that. I can also believe that she might be in on it too, because since she really can't talk about Simon like that, and they can't show stuff about Simon like that, then she needed a kind of a storyline too, because really that was like her premise of coming back. Well, I don't think that was her premise of coming back. I think the premise of her coming back was to show her and Simon in love and married and shit like that. But then they started getting a divorce and shit went to hell real quick, okay? So, and Simon been cutting a fool until ISIS captured him, okay? So he's on ice. Literally, period. Okay. But I digress. But I really want to focus on this shit that she talked about with her, Kenya, and this fucking episode. I'm going to share my screen. And while I'm sharing my screen and pulling this up, I do also want to express my total disgust with the amount of women that I am hearing saying that Kenya was justified in doing what she did, or giving her an excuse for doing what she did. Let me tell you why I'm so disgusted with it. Because at the end of the day, we all know how Kenya react to stuff. She act like a Karen. So even if she was going to fake pretend that she was scared and threatened by Britt, we know she would have had them folks on her ass. She even said the shit in the car when she was leaving with Porsha now. Like, she gotta go. Talking about, pistols and all that type of shit. She gotta go. Why you didn't follow up and proceed with that? Because I'm gonna reiterate this. What the fuck she did was not the actions of somebody that was scared of Britt. If she was scared of her, she would have uninvited her. Okay? If she would have still came, we know Kenya is infamous for getting a mofo put out of somewhere. She would have put her out. And then, or if she even got in without her knowing, because Kenya has security there and Kelly has security there, they ain't even frisk Britt. So she could have had a pistol in them flowers. If you want to play like you were so motherfucking scared. The thing is that we have to quit using that type of shit to get out of trouble, to get out of what the fuck we done. Because when real people try to report shit like this, that's why the fuck the police and shit like that don't be listening to us and brush that shit off like, oh, they just motherfuckers arguing, being dramatic and all that shit. And then next thing you know, motherfucker end up in some serious danger or seriously harmed because that motherfucker wasn't playing with them. And they believed their threats. And they believed that they were seriously scared. But when they went to report the shit, that shit was taken lightly. So that's why we need to stop that shit. We need to stop giving people excuses for using that bullshit as an excuse for their bad behavior. She wasn't fucking scared. And if she was, her actions didn't display the actions of a scared ass person. If you scared somebody is going to run you over with their car, you don't jump in front of their car and do all this and run me over, run me over. You don't do that. You don't antagonize them. You get the fuck out of Dodge and you report like, this person's trying to run me over. You don't jump in front of their car. So this is why this is so important. And also, this is the fucking behavior that creates these monsters that think that they can do this shit. Because if she did that this time and people is not holding her accountable, which is why she's not taking no fucking accountability, next time it's going to be worse. It's going to be worse. You can't keep doing this. That's why she's at the point where the fuck she's at now. Because people is always holding her up in her bullshit. And we need to stop that shit. That shit not cool. It's not cool. It's not what's up. Because when a real situation happens, people are not taken seriously. And this is one of the reasons why. So I just wanted to get that off of my damn chest, because I cannot believe that people, she was defending herself. How the fuck is a damn photo of her sucking damn peen a fucking defense to somebody? She claiming somebody threatened her with the damn pistol. How is that a defense? If that was fucking that easy as a fucking defense, you wouldn't need CPLs or none of that to carry, license to carry, or none of that. Because all you would need is fucking explicit photos to fight the person off. So cut it with the bullshit. Again, I don't like Brit ass and I don't like what she did. But at the beginning and the end of the fucking day, she said she had pistols, whips, and chains and shit like that. She didn't say she was going to do nothing to her with it. But in the heat of an argument, that's what's implied if you bringing that shit up. So again, if Kenya had said from there, oh, I'm scared, I don't want to film with her, she going, production, Andy, whoever, get this bitch on, because why the fuck is she bringing this up? I'm scared to film with her. I don't want her around me nowhere near. She would have been completely and utterly right. And Brit ass would have been gone. That would have been it. But no, you didn't do that. You found some ways that you can retaliate against her for cussing at you and yelling at you. Because to have her come there and do all that shit, like I said, how you know she wasn't going to spray the pace up then if you were so fucking scared? But Porsha has started this YouTube channel, or, started putting content on it. And today, she dropped some bombs. And I think she also had a little slip about a return of a cast member. Let's listen to it. We're gonna listen to it. I'm gonna speed it up a little bit. Fair use as well. Let me put this on here. Speed it up to this.
All of us, okay, across all, you should be able to be heard. I have done things on this show, you know, that I have needed to apologize for. Kenya has done things on the show that she's needed or should have apologized for. All of us, okay, across all franchises. And so I felt like her being a newbie, she should deserve the opportunity to apologize. So I went back and I told Kenya that. Kenya was like, she was sticking up her ass. And I was like, okay.
I agree with that. She's new. She was being an asshole. She was being thirsty and eager. And at the end of the day as well, what she was saying was in the heat of the moment. And people say things in the heat of the moment that they don't mean. Or they may regret. Or they may be remorseful for saying later. From the actions that she did after that and those scenes with her with the other ladies, to me, she seemed remorseful, and she knows she looked like a complete and utter fucking fool for saying the stuff that she was saying. And I do feel like, again, she's new to this. She should have had the opportunity to apologize. With that being said, you have the opportunity to apologize. It does not mean that Kenya has to accept it. That's just bottom line. She could have been like Porsha said, she was like, she can kiss my ass. And she has every right to say that. Okay? That could have been her feeling, and boom, boom, boom. That's it. You don't want to accept her apology. You're not ready to accept it. That's fine. That's fine. Because just because you're ready to give an apology don't mean that the person has to accept it, or whatever the case may be. That would have still, of course, been fine.
Okay, what are we gonna do? So my suggestion was, listen, you probably should just uninvite her, right? Because when Kenya invited everybody to the spa event, it was at the open table at the dinner at the bank, and Britt clearly was sitting right there. So she had invited Britt and the table to her spa event. So I was telling Kenya, I think you might want to uninvite her. If you aren't willing to accept her apology, you should uninvite her, because by inviting the table, you have invited her. She's welcome to come if she has enough balls to come and apologize to you. And that kind of just went over her head. And I thought it was really odd. I was like, why isn't she not hearing me say block?
Exactly, because she already knew what she was working on.
This girl, you know what I'm saying? Even to the point of where Kelly was like, yeah, like, are you going to? And she wouldn't answer it. So anyway, fast forward. I'm talking to Kenya on the phone, I think the night before her event. And so I'm like, listen, I know you are upset. I know you now are just like, she's building it up. I'm like, I know Kenya at the end of the day. We all know Kenya. Like, we all know Porsha. And we know that Kenya, out of all of us, is going to retaliate. We knew that it was going to happen in that, not that the post-divorce was going to happen, none of that. But we knew that she was going to try to expose Britt. In that scene with me and Kelly and Kenya, she told us right then, which I'm not sure if they played, but she told us right then, no, I'm going to expose that bitch. Everybody needs to know who she is. And we were like, okay, but at the end of the day, on this show, you know, when it comes to exposing somebody, it could happen on a girl's trip. It could happen, you know, at a luncheon. It could happen when it's, you know, a closed setting. Which
now, see, if she would have exposed her about the plastic surgery, the insurance fraud shit, okay. But the other shit was too far. It was just too far. But again, Kenya right here is showing that she knew what the fuck she was about to do and that she was about to go fucking gutter low. She knew what it was about to be. And not all like that. Kelly knew too. And Kelly, if you were so cool with Britt, you was gonna have her come to the event knowing Kenya was gonna air her ass out. But let's get into the rest.
Just us. And at that point, it is what it is, because this show will expose people. You know what I'm saying? So I knew that she was gonna have to get her lick back. But I just didn't think it would be like this. I'm not gonna lie. Like, and what's so crazy when I watched the episode was there was a particular person who was like, I can't believe, all of us were like, I can't believe this happened. I can't believe she got this information. What I'm telling you is, I know for a fact that one of these housewives who is still on the show is the one who gave Kenya a big part of that nude information. So fast forward to the actual.
That part. Who the fuck do y'all think it is? Now, I'm shocked. I am shocked that she got this from another housewife. The housewife that I think it is two. I have two. I think it's either Shamia or Kelly. I was thinking Angela, but I don't think Angela get down like that. I don't think Shamia do either. But what she just said was kind of like associated with what Shamia said, like, Kenya, no, like, don't do this. Like, this is too far. This is not it, or something like that. But it wasn't like, what the Kenya? It wasn't like the other ladies, like, what the fuck? It was like a, damn, I know you was gonna put that out here. Like, I told you about the shit, but that ain't why I know you was gonna put that up here too. I thought you was just gonna do the insurance shit and the damn face shit. So I think it might have been Shamia. Okay, wait a minute. Or Kelly, because Kelly is also very close with Britt. Mind you, all of them became friends because of Shamia. So Shamia knew all of them. Again, she's the glue to all the people on the show. She know everybody, including the newbies. So who else would have that type of information or, know those details like that besides Shamia and Kelly? Because Kelly and Britt has gotten really close too since they've been on the show. I don't know, with Kelly leaving off like that, I was thinking, like, was it her? I don't know. But we do know that Shamia, Kelly, and Britt are beefing now. They're not fucking with each other right now. And I want to know if this is the reason, because she's going to say that they're going to bring this up this season, later on in the season, if they're going to bring up, like, if that's why Kelly, Britt, and Shamia fell out. And I think it might have been because why would Kelly be sitting there with Kenya saying that, oh, I'm going to get this bitch? Because I think all the tenure ladies all of them knew. And that's probably why they was all like trying to get with Kenya, because they like, bitch, take it easy on her. Like, don't. They knew Kenya was going to get at her ass, but I don't think they knew she was going to go this damn low. That's what I think. And I think that's what Porsha was relaying here. Like, we knew Kenya was going to get her ass, but we didn't know it was going to be like this. But I think it could have, okay, I think this with, I'm getting all over the place, sorry. That Britt probably heard that Kenya got this shit from Kelly. And if Kelly told Kenya that would have been one of the reasons why she wouldn't have told Britt, like, she know about this, and that. But I think that because Kelly and Kenya was oddly cool. It was strange. Y'all remember? I was like, I liked that little moment. But I think Kelly got that tea from Shamia. And when Shamia said that Britt said something about her daughter, I want to know what it was. I want to know if it was just something like, while you trying to talk about my business or whatever, about my past and stuff like that, you need to be worrying about your daughter. I wonder if she said something like that. Because she bet not had said nothing about that little damn girl. So I'm wondering if that's why she might have said that, something like that, to Shamia, because it was revealed that Kelly told Kenya about the stuff, and Kelly got the information from Shamia. I'm wondering if that is the case. What do y'all think? Let me put it back on.
Actual spy event. I'm at the event and I'm like, okay, this is gorgeous. I mean, Kenya did a phenomenal job. Her Bronner Brothers part was so bomb, like the styles and everything, like it was all top tier. And I think she did such an amazing job as an entrepreneur to execute what she executed and to bring amongst this many people to celebrate what she has accomplished. But she tore it down at the same time. And that is the part that I don't understand. To put that much money, time, effort, blood, sweat, and tears, and you're gonna let another come and talk about her and do what you did and mess up your own prize, your own moment, was just heartbreaking for, I think, even the people who were supporting her. It was just very difficult to see. It really was. Because Kenya started her speech about, this place and how hard it was to get, and all of a sudden it turned so dark. It was almost just standing there watching Kenya talk at this event felt like it was so bright and beautiful, and that a cloud had come. And that it had got, like, physically, like my eyesight felt like this as Kenya started showing these poster boards. And each poster board that she showed, they could not show it on the show, which I am so glad and thankful to Bravo for blurring it out and cutting out majority of what despicable things Kenya said about Britt. I'm so glad they took it out. And I just think that at the end of the day, because Britt was being very, very honest and very remorseful, and she, honestly, what they didn't show too, Britt owned her past when it came to me, the part that she wanted to talk about. So she living on her truth. Her husband know her life, and it is what it is. He married her. He loves her. He has respect for her. And you meet people where they are, and you don't judge people by their past in that way.
I don't know about that, because he might do all that, but he act like he still can't stand the ass. and that's right. Kenya is infamous for trying to throw somebody's past up about their sexual history up in a face about them. Always calling somebody a damn hoe. You want to be a damn hoe. Get you some damn shit going on.
And I feel like that's the same thing with Kenya. At this point, I wanted to love Kenya. I want to love Kenya. I want to have a good relationship with Kenya. I'm not going to judge her by her past. I don't want her to judge me by my past. I want her to meet me where we are. And I just felt like all of us, the whole cast, felt like it was awful. And everybody started to walk out when she started to show some of the really vulgar pictures at the time. All of us that were blown up like this big, I'm talking about huge. Like, I mean, I was like, what printing company printed this out? Like, who even did this for her? Who? I mean, I was like, she got an extra jumbo printer at her house. How did Kenya do this? She had a whole team with her when she twirled down the hell, baby, because how did you get all of this stuff printed out? Who did all this research? Who did it? Besides the housewife that gave you the footage, who else did all this? Oh my God. But it was a lot. We all walked out. We all left. And we all just felt like, you know what? We're done with the situation. Production, y'all need to deal with Kenya. I felt like production, y'all need to deal with Kenya, and y'all need to deal with Britt. Both of them need to be, this situation has to be handled on y'all's end. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I really didn't want to say too much on either side because I'm just confused with all of it. I'm like, this is just too much. This just done hit the damn fan. And I just feel like at the end of the day, no one can be online when it comes to the Britt and Kenya situation playing a victim. Both women played a part. And I feel like there is a place where they can move on, but that place has to be agreed upon by both of them. They have to decide that they both want to sit down and have a conversation. And I'm not saying have no apology for just camera. I feel like these two women can sit down and talk and say, you know what? I hit you where your trauma was. And Kenya can say, I hit you where your trauma was. Hell, Britt mentioned in the pistol, even though she wasn't trying to, even though she didn't, point it at Kenya, she didn't show a weapon or any of that. I guess maybe just mentioning a pistol, it could be triggering for Kenya. Absolutely. Okay? So
Facts. Bring it, Porsha. Facts. Both of them played their part in this shit. Both of them did. Like I said, neither one of them can play a victim like that, but definitely Kenya took it definitely too far.
Oh, that may be a place where, you know what, I don't like that. And I feel like what Kenya did is a place where Britt can feel like you hit me in a trauma place. And then talk about it, figure it out, and move on. So that's my hope for both of them, that they can.
And Kenya, again, is damn near 60 years old. Britt is in her 30s. Kenya is old enough to be her fucking mother. She was woman enough to come to you to apologize with sincerity or however it was. At your age, Kenya, you should have been at a place, even though you ain't got to be, but you should have been at a place to where you can open up and understand some things from being younger. Nobody is fucking perfect. People is going to make mistakes. And I feel like the shit that she was saying, she realized that she was making a mistake. She made a mistake by saying that stuff. It wasn't cause for it. And she was out of order and out of fucking pocket. And she wanted to apologize for it because she knew she was wrong. What Kenya did was not a fucking mistake. It was calculated. It was malicious. She thought this out. Like I said again, Britt is half her age. She was popping off out of emotions. Kenya is 60 years old. She should have the emotional maturity at this point. It wasn't in that moment. If she would have pulled them up when they was arguing and shit like that, that might have been a whole nother story. Even though it would have been too far, it would have been something that she didn't have time to calculate out and plan out. She planned this shit out. So it wasn't no fucking mistake.
Get together one day and acknowledge what they both did. Can I say lick for lick? I don't know. I don't know if it's lick for lick, but I feel like they both got to get back in some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like they can sit down, have a conversation, and I feel like they can move on. I feel like there's a place for it. But I think in the instance, this is the most controversial issue that Kenya has ever done. This episode is the most controversial episode that Housewives have ever had. I feel like the conversation has to be that more serious, that more honest. And I think that we can find a place to move on. I think that Kenya should come back next season and do that. And Britt should sit down, be open enough to hear her as well. So we'll see what happens between the two of them. But you know, we lost Kenya for the rest of the season after that. And it was very unfortunate because I had great plans for us, you know what I'm saying? And I still have great plans for us when she comes back next year. Or if she comes back next year. I hope she comes back next year. But we'll just see what ends up. And I still have great plans for us when she comes back next year.
Hear that?
Or if she comes back next year. I hope she. And I still have great plans for us when she comes back next year. Or if she comes back next year. I hope she comes back next year. But
y'all think that was a slip? Do y'all think that was a slip? Because in my opinion, even though Kenya is disgusting as fuck for what she did, I don't think that Bravo wants to lose her, like, permanently. I mean, I think they did good with sanctioning her and everything, you know, for the rest of the season and stuff like that. But I don't think they want to lose her. Kenya, however, in the state that you're in now, you're not taking any accountability. You coming at Andy as if he did the shit. Because somebody on his podcast had brought up that what she did at the opening was kind of like a SA to her patrons that was there. I wouldn't say it was SA. At the most, I think that's too strong. At the most, I would say could be like sexual harassment. Because those people did not come there to see pornographic things. They came there to celebrate your grand opening of this beautiful ass fucking space that you dedicated to your beautiful ass daughter. They didn't come there for that shit. Now, again, even if she had just did the facial reconstruction and the insurance fraud shit, okay, even though that still would have been putting a damper on your opening, it still would have been something to where it would have still got it to air like it didn't last season. And I think that's another reason why she did that shit there, is because she wanted to make sure she spotlighted that fucking salon. But I think she put she tarnished her shit in a way. I don't know if it was a reason for her to act like, you know, so she can be like, well, I can't have it open because I'm getting all this backlash from, you know, the show, us, whatever the case may be, because people were saying that it's not really her real shop. Like, it's not real. It's not hers. It's somebody else shit, or there's some type of space that they use to content create and stuff like that. It's not her salon. So I don't know if that was that. And I kind of believe that too, because I can't see her doing that to something that she claims that she used her daughter's college fund to produce. Because if that's the case, she should be a fucking shame of herself even more. If you use your daughter's college fund for this shit and then you turn around and do this, you need help. Kenya needs help. Please quit encouraging her in this bullshit. Okay? You can like her. You can like her. I don't like Kenya because I think she's an evil, miserable ass bitch, but she's funny sometimes. A lot of the times. Like, she's funny. Like her shade that she throw to people be fucking funny, but it's also funny, and most of the time it's malicious. It's mean spirited. Like people can be funny, but sometimes their jokes are meant to hurt your feelings and not meant to just be a little kiki. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I think that she does. When she throw her shade, it's meant to hurt the person to their core, not just to throw a little shade and, you know, knock them off their square. It's meant to fucking hurt them. So again, Team Twirl, y'all not doing her a service. You're doing her a disservice because she gonna think this behavior is okay, as she do. And it's not okay. And if you want to make any excuses for her, think about if you would want this to happen to your fucking daughter or your fucking granddaughter. Think about that. And that's all I got for y'all. Y'all let me know, which housewife do y'all think gave Kenya or contributed to this fiasco that Kenya had to promote at this damn thing? I think it was Shamia or Kelly. Let me know who y'all think it was. Like I said, I don't think that Shamia would do some shit like this, but I think she might have told Kelly, and Kelly might have told Kenya. So, but Porsha said they were handing off or gave her, or maybe they showed her or whatever. That's probably what and Kenya had the shit, you know, got the shit and blew the shit up. But Kenya said on there that she hired a private investigator. Then she said she found the information on her own, or she investigated or some shit like that. I don't know. I think she might have just been saying that because it's a lie, because it's given, because like Porsha just said, one of these motherfucking batches on this show did it. Oh, I hope it wasn't Angela. I don't think it was Angela. Angela just, like I said, I don't think Shamil would just do something like that. But her reaction was like, Kenya, what the fuck? Like, I didn't tell you that shit for you to post this shit in this fucking salon. What the fuck are you doing? It was like one of them. What about Drew? Because Drew was kind of lingering around at Mo. But I think if it was Drew, no, Porsha wouldn't have said it because she said it's going to be played out the rest of the season. But I don't think Drew would do that either. I think she was probably scared to leave. She didn't want King to get back on her ass. I don't know, but this has been a lot. And even with the Cynthia stuff, like people is hounding on Cynthia ass. Kenya is very much so like Martell. I wish Martell would have answered her when he was trying to talk to her or whatever. I wish she would have answered him and they would have talked, because them motherfuckers would have tore each other a damn part in these internet streets when they got mad at each other. She don't like nobody to tell her that she's wrong. So if Cynthia wasn't with that bullshit, or Porsha is not with that bullshit, she take it as they're her enemy. They don't have her back. They're not here for her. No, they're letting you know what the fuck you did was wrong. They got your back because they don't want to see your ass locked the fuck up. Or sued for that matter. And yes, people also too, it was RP. RP don't have to just come from the person that you had the relations with. It could come from other people as long as it's posted without your fucking permission in an attempt to tarnish your reputation, to shame you, to embarrass you, to be malicious. And all of those things, check, 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 check. Those are the things that's happened, which made it revenge P. So we have to stop with that as well. But I want to know which one of them motherfucking damn housewives helped Kenya out with this damn project. And I also want to know what y'all think about her and Cynthia. I might come back and talk about that a little later or something like that. But y'all let me know down in the comment sections which one do y'all fucking think it is. And do y'all think that Porsha made a Freudian slip when she said when Kenya come back next season? Because right around now, they should be getting ready to start back filming, and they should be they should have their contracts. Oh, they don't get their contracts and stuff until after the reunion. And I don't think they filmed the reunion yet. So it's getting tight out here, y'all. But I'm gonna keep my ears glued to Porsha's page to see what the hell going on around these damn parts. Okay. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. And in the meantime, y'all like this video, subscribe to the channel, and until next time, y'all, bye. Oh my gosh. Ew.
Hold on, 20.
Huh?
Hold on, 20. Hold on.
What'd you say?
I said, hold on, 20. Hold on, baby.